when
Huh.
I talk.
All right, well, that should be fixed.
It should be now,
Yes. Well, okay. Well,
maybe. We'll see.
reintroduce yourself. Sorry for everyone that we might have been, he may have been muted for the past 10
I
minutes.
wasn't talking. It's fine. I wasn't talking at all. It must have been really awkward
Yeah.
when you're just silent and,
Or when
and,
I throw it to you and then I'm just
and then
nodding my head. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
oh no, yeah. So it's Fallen Lotus here. My name is Ryan. I used to be ADC on UNM. I was also a coach for one of the semesters, and now I'm here helping out with the casting. And so, yeah, we were just talking a lot about the picks, and I was giving some insight into what I thought. And I
Yeah.
don't know if I should start over
Um
into it, but
I mean, I guess we can go over ranks again. I guess no one would have heard that, so
it's
that's
fine.
okay.
It's
Basically,
fine.
the ranks are everyone on Spartan is mid diamond except for their mid laner, who is not. I think he's like plat 4 or something like that, and
He's unranked, but previously
mhm.
platinum. Yeah.
Everyone on UNM is lower than that, but I don't think that's their actual elo. They're probably all high plat, mid or low diamond, give or take.
Wait, were
Um,
you muted as well?
I might have. I don't think so, but I might have been. So,
I'm trying to listen to the stream and I don't hear you talking either right now.
okay. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to UNM Esports. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are. Good news. We're into pick and
Okay, yeah, we
bans. Uh,
right in time to
yeah,
be in the
right in
drafting phase.
time.
The Udyr coming out right away. I know that Didicus likes to play that Udyr in the jungle.
Yeah. I need to just move around.
Okay, it's fixed. I hear us on
Awesome.
the stream. We got it.
Pog.
Okay, yeah.
I guess that's one of the downsides of having the 2 minute delay here
Yeah,
on.
we don't know that we were muted until 2 minutes late. And then also the Aatrox, so they're taking that ban on to Yellow Cactus. And as you said, TT's special misfortune is going to be banned out. They're not going to have the misfortune. Do you know what he generally plays if the misfortune is banned?
I know he has at least 1 or 2 games of Kaisa, but that was earlier in the season when Kaisa was a lot higher priority. I don't
Right.
actually know if he has many other things that he plays because no one else has banned Misfortune, despite like he puts up these huge numbers on this champion, and no one's like, yeah, maybe we should take that away.
Yep, and we do see the Rek'Sai being picked by Spartans. And if I remember correctly, I do remember seeing that on his OPGG. Let me look up the jungler real
Yeah,
quick here.
that is
Yes,
a
that is his most played, 75 games, 53% win rate with a 2.21 KDA. And we do see the Rel coming out of Luna with the Trundle, I assume, which can be flexed between jungle and top. I'm really liking those first two picks from UNM.
The Trundle is a little bit confusing, but yeah, I believe that Rek'Sai is the most played there for Sighar. He's played it quite a few times in Mountain West already. He plays it a bunch in solo queue. I think it's a decently strong pick right now. I don't think she's S tier or anything. Taric here coming out. That's an interesting counter here to Rel. I actually do like that kind of a lot into the Rel. With the Thresh being banned out, that's really what you'd want to pick against the Rel, just because you can flay her out of her W, her going in thing.
Right.
And Taric is also very good into as a counter initiation. Basically, just because when Rel jumps on your face, it's now so much easier to hit your dazzle, your E-stun, than trying to hit it offensively.
Right, and then we do see the Syndra picked as well, a mid lane blind pick, which is going to give Medium Willie the counter pick, and he's going to be going Karma, so he's going for the support style mid lane, and I do know that Karma's Q has been nerfed Not recently, but in
I
the
think it was. I
past
think it was
against the
buffed.
minions. Um, if it's been buffed recently, I'm not aware of it, but you're
I think she
probably
got
right on that.
I think she got small buffs about 2 patches ago.
Okay.
The only reason I know that is because I played Karma on and off a little bit. There's a Fiora ban. I think Seal plays that, and I know UNM wants to put Yellow Cactus on tanks, so that's a good ban there. But the Karma, she got a little bit of a buff because after the new items, she was at like a 44% win rate. Um,
Wow.
and it really felt
It
bad to
was
play
bad.
her,
Got it.
honestly.
And we do see the Draven ban come out, and I, r- I'm really expecting some heavy carries out of the top in ADC role right now. They have a support mid lane who can supply an additional ability power damage in the mid lane, but not really a mid lane carry. We have 2 tanks. The Trundle could potentially be a top laner, and they could just have a different jungler, so they could go for, opt out for the Graves, as Graves is not banned. I'd actually really like to see a Graves to take the Trundle top and pick a standard ADC after the Draven's been banned, and go something
I
like Jhin with the engage and also kind of the peel, and they can just fight a really powerful front to back comp against a no misfortune.
What I'm expecting here is actually I know that Dakota here, Chaos Lowy, he very recently changed his name. He played Jinx actually 1 game last night in scrims, so that could be something that they want to play here with that Karma mid with the Rel. I actually think I would like that a lot. I know Tristana is also very good right here. Zaya, of course, very good. And they go with
And
the
he
Tristana.
is going to be going with the Tristana.
I do like that just because Tristana, you just if one person goes in, the other one follows, and it's just an all in. You try and blow up. If this is the Vayne, you blow up the Vayne.
And they are going for the Vayne Taric bot lane.
I
So
don't hate it, but at
UNM,
the same time, like Tristana Rel is going to just have the push on that forever. They're probably just going to get free plates. And
UNM needs to understand the win condition right here, and that's through bot lane. On either their team's going to win or the enemy team's going to win. They need to shut down this bot lane. They need to pivot their comp, send Trundle top, pick a very aggressive jungler who can help dive and gank right here, and they can't bot. And they go for the 3v3 bot lane, and as long as they come out on top, which they should with the Tristana Rel versus the Vayne Taric Rek'Sai, the Karma just needs to match the Syndra push if possible. I think that this will just be a complete steamroll for UNM if they're able to do this, but they
picked
are
the
not going to pick that.
Renekton. I actually would have liked the Trundle into the Gragas top there, that last pick from Spartan. While I don't think that Trundle does great into Gragas, that it's a perfectly fine lane for him. I think he can stop the body slam with his pillar if he does it well enough. You know, it's Trundle into a tank. He'll be fine, right?
Yep.
It's, you know, it's not ideal just because I think Gragas is really, really strong right now, but they'll be fine if they did that. And then a Graves or something would have been really good. The Trundle, I don't really like in the jungle. I feel like it's just a low priority pick here that they didn't need to pick up. And like they could have picked like the Lilia. Udyr was banned out, but like Graves, Olaf would have been good here, I think. Like, just instead of the Trundle in that first round here for UNM.
And the Trundle kind of comes in. I was muted when I was talking about flex picks, but Trundle isn't an S tier jungler. But you get his strength, at least in these 5 versus 5 team matches, from the point that he can flex pick. And so I really think that they missed an opportunity there to send the Trundle top and pick a powerful jungler. Because the whole point of having the Trundle early was that you can flex him between top jungle, and you're able to choose the matchup that you'd rather have. When you already saw the Gragas come out, like you said, Trundle into Gragas is a decent matchup, and then you can also pick a winning jungle matchup, which would give you a winning bot lane, a winning top lane, a winning jungle, and an even mid lane. And then it should be just a complete kind of win of the early game to mid game for UNM, as that's what their team comp is. If this game goes a little bit later, kind of the mid game, it's going to get very scary for UNM. They do not want to drag this game out.
especially with that, like if this Trundle was an Olaf or a Graves or anything like that, like I don't think the Trundle's going to be a slouch in damage, but like imagine Karma putting her tether onto the Syndra, getting that snare, and then an Olaf comes barreling in. Like that's pretty much a guaranteed kill. I mean, they can still do that with the Trundle. It's just going to be a little bit more extended. It's not going to be as much damage right off the bat. One thing that I know, however, looking at this team comp that Spartan really, really likes to do is they really like to play that mid jungle duo. And I think that's why they picked the Rek'Sai. They picked the Syndra there in that mid lane very early. And I don't think that UNM particularly punished them for it. Like this Rek'Sai Syndra, that's
I agree.
so powerful of a 2v2 duo. Like ignoring whatever UNM picked, like that's going to be really, really difficult for UNM to deal with.
This is, in my opinion, Spartan Esports win condition within the first 5 minutes if they decide to opt into it.
Mm-hmm.
You have Syndra take Corrupting Potion, and Rek'Sai start red buff. Bot lane is obviously going to leash, right? Bot lane will go into the bot lane, let the Tristana Rel push into them. Of course, they're going to, because it's Tristana. She has to AoE whenever she last hits a minion with her E. Syndra basically just shoves the first 3 waves with a Corrupting Potion. Karma cannot match with the Q. Pretty much no champion can match the Syndra push with Corrupting Potion. She immediately recalls after pushing the 3rd wave. The waves are going to crash back into it, so she gets a cheater recall. And then she goes back with item advantage, shoves the 4th wave as it comes into her turret, and then with the Rek'Sai, both of them rotate into the bot lane, 4-man bot, as Tristana Rel had just shoved in. If they opt into this, it's going to be a 4-man bot into a 2-man bot lane, which I don't expect Trundle to be there since they're doing Renekton and Trundle. Trundle's really probably going to be hovering the top side of the map against this Gragas, which, if Spartan is able to identify this win condition very early into the game, can be very disastrous for UNM.
Mm-hmm. Loading into game. That's actually a little bit interesting that the Tristana took Hail of Blades here. Everything else looks fairly standard for this. Loading in pretty quickly. Just need to... It just takes a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. There's always these like 10, 15 seconds of just waiting for the game to... really catch up with everything.
Yep, and so we are finally into game. UNM looking to be a 5-point, or I do see the 2 pings on the bot side of the map. They might look for some sort of invade, but no, it does seem that the team is spreading out and going to do the fan against the invade, where you go to the 5 points above and below Baron Nashor, and then the 2 entrances into the bottom side of the jungle, right outside of blue buff, and that entrance right below the mid lane, while both mid laners kind of just dance at each other and have a little bit of fun as they look out for each other.
I'm not surprised that there isn't an invade on either side, really. Both teams are, like, their level 1s are fine. I think if UNM wanted to go for an invade here, just because they have the Karma, they have the Rel, they could try and do something here. But otherwise, it's kind of whatever. The only thing I would have actually liked is because they do have the Karma. They also have the Renekton, which would have been fairly decent in that level 1. I think they could have forced their way using a 4-man group to just get a deep ward into... They really want it on the red side of the jungle, but they could have chosen either side, just because against a Rek'Sai, you really want to know that pathing level 1 early.
Right, and now that we're finally into the laning phase and the game will be starting, can we get some support in the chat? For our UNM, this is the first game against Spartan Esports, and they're really looking to win all of their games moving forward. And so this is a very critical game for UNM Esports.
Yeah, we were talking, but it sounds like no one actually heard it. Earlier, when we were talking about it, UNM, if they want to make it to playoffs here, they need to win every single one of their games going forward. They also need to have a couple of lucky breaks of other teams losing their games. in order to get at least 4th place. But most importantly, they need to win all of their matches going forward, and that will start here. Both bot lanes hitting level 2. Another thing to notice is this is not Half Moon here on the support. Spartan subbed in Lou Patrick here in their support position, and Half Moon, not Sunleaf, is their jungler. And I suppose that is why we are seeing a Taric here instead of a Nami or a Lulu. When Half Moon plays support, he's known for his Nami, he's known for the Lulu. It'll be interesting in Game 2, Game 3, if it gets there, if they bring Sunleaf back in and bring Half Moon back to support or not.
Right. And I would like to mention that the Syndra did not go the Corrupting Potion star. I actually just think this is a complete blunder on the enemy mid laner's position. If you consider a blunder from opportunity cost, not that he's just going to auto lose the game, but he's missing out on an extreme advantage that he could have taken.
Here, UNM pushing in. Sighar looking here, gets the burrow, looking for something. Is he going to flash? No, that stuns. And everything going down onto Lenu Ephemera, and he's going to be first blood. And that should have been known, honestly, there from UNM.
Right, and this is kind of what I was saying, right? Even though they didn't have the Syndra come down for a 4-man with the Corrupting Potion push, Tristana Rel are always going to push the Vayne Taric, which means that this Rek'Sai gets pretty easy ganks onto them if they're not paying that close of attention, and UNM really needs to be aware of that. When you get this strength in lane that you get to push, it also means that you get the weakness in being able to get ganked, and that's exactly what happened. They didn't have any wards up, and they just got punished for not basically respecting the enemy team.
Well, they thought that they were safe because that bot lane Scuttle Crab was taken pretty much while that gank was happening by Didicus. So they were lulled into this false sense of security. Didicus looking actually for a gank.
And we do see the Trundle coming down. I do like this if we're able to get something. The Vayne already queued. Here comes the Tristana, but
that's a good Dazzle. Okay, Lou Patrick flashing out. He is ignited out, and Didicus has to flash himself. While all that was happening, topside also, Yellow Cactus ran into Sighar, and that was almost a really good gank. Pretty much every summoner spell down on the side of Spartan Esports here, but Didicus also having to flash. It's going to be...
Right, it ended up being 2 summoners for 2 summoners. It was the Vayne heal and Taric flash for the Trundle flash and Rel's Ignite. Granted, Rel's Ignite is the shortest cooldown out of all of those summoners and probably the least worrisome that was lost.
Yeah, Rel not having Ignite isn't that big of a deal here. It basically just means that the next all-in isn't going to be as big, and that's going to be
taking a lot
right
of damage.
here.
Rel going in.
Lou Patrick getting stunned up. Chaos Laoji going to not actually dodge that Dazzle there. Now TT going in. Luna Ephemera not on his horse, getting back on it. And that third Silver Bolt's going to do quite a bit of damage. Chaos Laoji having to use his heal there. And this Taric Vayne is actually doing a lot better in lane than I thought they were going to.
Yeah, this is honestly just slight mechanical outplays from TT and Lupatrick versus our UNM bot lane, because Tristana Rail is much stronger than Vayne Taric, and they're kind of just allowing this Vayne to poke them down with those triple bolts, the Q pokes, and they're not really punishing her for it. You can tell that she's at full HP, even though she's been auto-attacking them. This is not what you want to be seeing when you're UNM. We do see the Rek'Sai coming out for the game.
Sighar looking for more. It is a ward. We see red pings, and looks like he's going to maybe find Didicus there. UNM bot side going to look for a back here. That probably signals to Didicus that he can't get that Scuttle Crab that's respawning right now, but UNM sensing that, and they're going to stay while Spartan Esports, their bot lane, is going to be able to back here.
Yeah, I really like that fake back by UNM actually. It made it so Spartan recalls here, and then they get a shove in the lane, and then they get to go recall. And then what that makes it happen is the wave's going to push back into them, and they're going to be able to get all the CS for free and not lose any XP or gold. It was really well done by Tristana and Rel to go pretend to recall, and then not actually do it once they realized that Spartan had recalled.
Yeah, I do agree. The problem is that the Tristana has not recalled yet, and it looks like he's actually going to be possibly run down here by TT. That's a lot of damage. Flashing forward, TT forcing the flash out of KS Lau's way, and he's not going to go down, but that was nearly a disaster.
Right, and honestly, I think that's a misplay from the Tristana, because you really just get the item advantage. You're going to get all the CS. You're going to get everything. There's no reason to stay.
Yeah, that was a greed a little bit from him. I think he was either trying to get that first turret plate or one more wave. I'm not entirely certain which, but that meant that he wasn't able to push the final wave in, and now that bot lane looks like it's going to be frozen.
We do see Renekton potentially caught out by the Syndra Taric.
Getting
He is
stunned up.
The
Medium
Karma's
release
here to
Signon
help
is here.
protect. We see the ultimate come down from the Renekton, and same with the Karma's flashing away, but this Renekton does a lot of damage. He proc the Conqueror.
Luna Ephemera's here. All right, let's see if there's a re-engage. Luna Ephemera looking for a little bit. Sighar very low. He's going into the ultimate. He's going to be picked off. Seal now the next one on the chopping block. He is flash. He is body slam. He'll be fine.
And that was an excellent roam from this Rel to come up and knocking the Rek'Sai out of his tunnel as he was going through the wall. And the Karma's actually coming in, potentially doing some damage onto this Syndra, doing some trades. The Karma's actually up in CS. I'm going to have to say that was an excellent play by UNM with the bait, the Karma, and the Renekton. Bringing them in, the Rel coming up, re-engage, and get the kill.
Yeah, it looked a little suspect there because the Taric was the first support to roam up. But, I mean, that was 8 minutes. And you know what spawns at 8 minutes? It's Rift Herald. Send your supports up there. It's going to be a 3v3 or a 4v4. While that's happening, TT actually has the push here on the Tristana. Not what you want to see. That's a condemn into the wall. TT not going for that.
That's and this Tristana needs to be really careful as the Rek'Sai and the Taric are coming down for this dive. It's about to be a 2 versus 3 as the Rel shows up, but they might be opting out because they saw the Rel there and they don't want to take the chance.
Yeah, looks like that dive was averted there really just by that ward coming down from Rel. Yellow Cactus quietly up here has been accruing quite the CS lead. That's 10 CS here at about 10 minutes. That's going to be pretty good news for him. And I mean, that dominance when he threw it down there on that last top fight, he was in the middle of 4 and just kind of weaving out of everything and barely took any damage.
Right, and now that Trundle has the Rift Herald, I really want to see him go top, where Renekton has the strongest prowess out of his entire team, and he's just able to shove the wave, and the two of them drop the Herald, get a bunch of plates, and potentially even get the turret. I definitely think that's the right play here. He's opting out as he was more so looking for the gank, and Renekton is making sure that wave doesn't freeze for the Gragas. You really never want to let your wave get frozen when you're in the top or bot. If you get permafreeze, you're probably going to lose 20 CS, which is also almost a level, and it's, I believe it's 300 to 450 gold's worth, so it's really bad to get yourself frozen, and every single wave that you lose just keeps on stacking and stacking.
And it looks like Seal is going to force the freeze here. Yellow Cactus going to back. Luna Ephemera going to get dazzled up here. We're going over to the mid lane. That's going down now. Taric ult coming down, and that's just going to be a disengage here. Luna Ephemera now looking for Yellow Cactus teleporting.
The Vayne might be caught by the Rel, goes in, gets the stun, Vayne goes down with the Karma, picking up the kill, Tristana picking up the Taric. Yes, this is exactly what you want as UNM. You want these early advantages versus the scaling team. This is exactly what they wanted. They overextended, and the teleport coming down beautifully by this Renekton.
Yeah, that almost looked like a little bit of miscommunication too from the team, from the Spartans. They didn't respect the teleport that was available, but even with the teleport coming down, everyone was trying to disengage, but the Taric was kind of caught out, and I think that blast plant was available. They probably could have just gotten everyone to safety using it. And with that, UNM picks up 2 kills, and they get 4 turret plates here in the bot lane. And if we just look at the gold real quick, that's going to be the Tristana out to a 600 gold lead here when she was more or less even before that, even though she was not doing great in the pressure department earlier in the game.
Right, and we do see the Tristana being the first one out of the 10 players to pick up the mythic item Gale Force. Right now is the time when they need to push the lead. They're an early to mid game comp, because if this game starts to go really late, the Renekton's going to fall off, Karma's going to fall off, Trundle's going to fall off. They need to end this game and get an advantage early and of that advantage into the mid game. He has the Gale Force, they have the Rail, they're versus the Vayne Taric. They need to force plays, they need to play aggressive. And I really want to see what they can do with this gold advantage.
Mm-hmm. And with the Cosmic Radiance down from Taric, I think that's like a 3-minute cooldown. Should still have 1 more minute on that cooldown for him. They can really try and make plays here with the Tristana, with the Rel, and especially a level 7 Trundle. He can put his ultimate on the Taric, and they can probably dive this pretty easy when the Taric ult is down. And that's really kind of what I'd want to see. Yellow Cactus is just going to be up here in this top lane. His goal for the next 2.5-3 minutes here, while he doesn't have a teleport but Seal does, is really to just make sure that he's able to dive Seal if Seal backs up to try and teleport down to the bot lane or something, and just force that Gragas to stay here and force it to be a 4v4 on the other side of the map.
Right, and we do see everyone coming down for this dragon. It is an ocean dragon that's going to be spawning here, with the Spartans having the first mountain dragon. The ocean dragon is coming up next, which means that the soul is either going to be a wind dragon or an infernal dragon. And I think the infernal dragon could be extremely crucial for UNM to basically snowball this game and get the win. Because with the early game and Tristana picking up the first turret as well, even accumulating more of a gold lead, almost at 1,000 gold advantage over this Vayne, they really want to be looking for fights, and they want to be playing as a team right now. They're way stronger.
Yeah, it almost looks like the call here. Okay, Sikar over the map, or over the wall. He's going to steal it. That's Cosmic Radiance going down. Dazzle getting Didicus Subjugate going down onto that. That Seal having teleported down here. Now the Trundle has to back out. Renekton made it down here as well. That's 2 members stunned up here for UNM Esports. Tristana not able to do anything over the wall. He's going to go down next. And this is a disaster of a fight. 4 members of UNM down for no one, and the Dragon went over to Spartan Esports. That completely evened up the gold lead. It was about a 2,000 gold lead here for UNM Esports, and it's gone now.
Yeah, this was just a complete mistake by UNM. The Gragas teleported in, and nobody basically peeled off to go to the Gragas and pick up the free kill. The Tristana walks over to the Gragas and basically gets one shot by him. Tristana is at 300 HP after 1v1ing the Gragas, and then after that, the fight's kind of over. You lost the Tristana, who's your biggest gold advantage. Your Renekton is... I forget if he he didn't have teleport, and so walks
I think he walked down. I think he was in base at the beginning of that. I don't think he would have been able to make it from that angle or that quickly from the top lane. But that was also it looked like the call from both teams was really just we're gonna 50-50 it, which well, it's not a 50-50 because Didicus is level 8, Sigar is level 10, so there's going to be a significant difference in just smite levels there.
Right. I definitely think the right play when they were there was to peel off when they saw the Gragas TP, walk over. The entire team is on the other Spartan's team is on the other side of the map, or the river in that case. They just walk up, they just kill Gragas as 5. They just stop the dragon completely. Even if they take the dragon, then you just walk over and you win the team fight because they overextended themselves. And if they don't take the dragon, then you get a free kill, go back onto the dragon 5 versus 4 as the Renekton shows up. So definitely a misplay from UNM. on that team fight.
Yeah, it was also a really good Cosmic Radiance. It looked like, I think Tarek used it as Sighar went over the wall, so he had the invulnerability going into that. That's teleports in. Luna Ephemera getting knocked up. He should be able to walk out. That's Barrel coming down. Half Moon getting this stun. Luna Ephemera at half HP using his flash there. He's going to get on his horse. He'll be fine. Medium Willie 69. Now next target here from Spartan, but I think everyone's going to be okay. That was a miss flash there from CeeLo looking for the body slam flash. TT now kind of on the wrong side of the map. He's going to flash. Dazzle comes down from Lou Patrick. He's going to have to use the everything. Luna Ephemera getting very low. He's going to be the first one going down. Sighar going to get picked off here. Yellow Cactus now 2/3 HP. Dazzle coming out, and this is a very messy, very extended fight. UNM looking for the re-engage.
And it looks like Spartans are going to start peeling off and going towards this Rift Herald. The Trundle drops the pillar, potentially looking for the Gragas catch. Renekton goes in onto this Vayne, gets the 2.5 seconds stun, and Vayne is going to explode this Trundle. It's not what you want. The Renekton is split, and the bot lane is running away. We have the Karma and the Tristana. The Karma is getting condemned into the wall. She's not going to be able to live that. The Tristana getting the kill with the turret support, and then also the Rex.
Oh my god, Yellow Cactus
down. This is an excellent turnaround from UNM. Spartans overextended there quite a bit, losing their AD carry and the jungler in that situation.
Yeah, that AD carry pickoff there was huge. Yellow Cactus really showing up there, being able to make sure that that kill went over. Sighar overdove there a little bit. He got picked off by that last turret shot. And really, of the two people that you want dead on the side of Spartan, if you are a UNM fan, it is those people.
Right, and
think Vayne might have had a shutdown. Yes, actually a 300 gold shutdown, plus Rek'Sai had a 100 gold shutdown. Both of those, or one went on to Renekton, one of them went on to Tristana, pretty much the two people you'd want them to go on to. So even though that fight was really, really messy, it was a super extended play from UNM. It worked out really well in their favor.
Right, and the scary part about this game is that both teams are even at 20 minutes.
Yes.
And as I've said before, UNM is not the scaling team in this situation. They really need, this is their strongest point in the game right now, basically until 30 minutes-ish. It's until 3 items are complete is really when they're going to be the strongest. So 1 item to 3 items. And they really need to be forcing good fights around good objectives, getting these turrets, and just forcing their lead down, because they are not going to scale well versus this Vayne and Syndra.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a little bit of an early game team just because of that Rek'Sai here for Spartan, but him being able to pick up all 3 of the dragons is definitely not what you would want to see here from UNM. UNM has this early game, this mid-ish game team, and they've given up all dragons so far. I mean, one of them was a steal, but that's still not great. Looks like TT is going to be down here 1v1ing, or actually 2v1ing against Yellow Cactus. UNM invading the top side. I actually really do like that. Luna Ephemera looking here for Seal, but he's just going to body slam out.
And the Syndra might get tethered here. Yes, she does. We get another kill onto this Tristana. I am loving the way that these 4 are playing together, playing to their strengths in the mid game. On the top side of this map.
That was just
a
mistake from Half Moon from being there, and UNM is going to start up this Baron, and I don't think that anyone knows about a Yellow Cactus might die here. No, that's so much health that he got. Rek'Sai going to use his ult, but it doesn't matter. I think this is just going to be Baron here for UNM. Didika's going very low. Teleport's coming down.
Do you see the Spartan coming over? This is going to be very dangerous for UNM.
Oh no, 3,000 left.
At 3,000 HP,
UNM
Tristana's autoing the Vayne. Oh no, the Tristana goes down.
Oh no, Medium Willie 69, next person to go down here. TT's very low. Medium Willie 69 looking for something. No, TT, you're too far out, but no, very good Dazzle. Kills off the Trundle there, and this might be Baron going over to the side of Spartan here too. That was a very risky Baron call for UNM, and they just didn't have the damage. It went down just way too slow. And then once, like, it was, everyone on Spartan was like, huh, we haven't seen anyone on that team for quite a while. I bet they're on Baron. Let's go 3-man check it.
Right, and they weren't even doing the Baron with their Renekton. It was only Tristana doing any amount of damage onto that Baron.
Okay,
Sigar not what you're looking
going
for.
in. He does die. Cosmic Radiance going down. UNM is back on the map. Rel back on her horse, looking for a little bit more. Sigar did go down, but that's not that big of a deal. If you get this 22-minute, oh no, Luna Ephemera trying to get something there. Now Chaos Lao-G going in, trying to get the execute onto TT, but he's not going to be able to do it. Double kill coming out for TT. CeeLo next here, but there isn't all that much damage. Medium Willie 6'9", very low. TT's going to be able to pick that one up. Yellow Cactus might be able to kill up CeeLo, but there's now this absolutely massive Vayne killing him. See if he's able to turn, and that's going to be Vayne picking up 3. They have Baron. This is a bad turn of events here for UNM Esports.
Yeah, they definitely have thrown their major advantage of this game.
Yeah.
They're only down 2,000 gold, but keep in mind that the champions and the levels and the items that Spartan has versus UNM use the gold efficiency a lot higher than UNM does, which means that Spartans are way stronger than UNM now. And it might be too late for UNM to really do much
Luna
to catch
Ephemera,
up into this game. As you see, this Vayne Taric just so powerful. Vayne 9, 2, and 5 with the Taric stuns. It's really going to come down to, can this Renekton basically kill the entire backline of Spartan?
Oh yeah, the Renekton at this point, oh, that was a flash forward. Now Didicus in the 2v1, he's going to have to flash out. I don't think this Renekton is strong enough, but he needs to be able to at least disrupt TT in the back line. I don't think it matters too much if he's actually able to get the kill, but if he buys time for the Tristana, for everyone else to do the 4v4, then I think they have a chance. Because this, I mean, the Syndra's decently strong, but she's 0-1 and 6. She's one item. She's also Syndra. She can execute one person, right? It's not that big of a deal.
We do see the Renekton going up to fight against this Gragas, who is overextended. They're going to be giving up the soul point for this, unless the Renekton is able to get the kill.
Down.
He does have the teleport, and UNM does not have vision of this.
Oh,
getting
no.
stunned.
Oh, okay. Trundle was able to make it out. That was quick fingers there on Didicus to make it out of that. A little bit of a misplay, too. They should have waited for Didicus to get a little bit closer to
and Rel
that.
going in gets the knockup.
Oh, that's a
onto the
huge
Syndra.
magnetic storm. TT dominating. This is a invulnerable everyone now. 3v3 here on the bot side. Chaos Lao-G trying to run away. Double kill here for Vayne. This is going to be a triple kill. No, Seal is able to pick that one up, and that's going to be Soul here for the side of SJSU.
Right, and this game is just snowballing out of control for UNM and in Spartan's favor. UNM did not push the advantage the way they needed to, and they blundered a few fights, especially at that Baron, trying to go for that Baron, and now they're just so far behind. Spartan just taking the enemy jungle. I do have to give UNM props. They are defensive warding their jungle quite well on the losing side, and that's exactly what you need to do. They need to be looking for these picks inside the jungle, out of vision, and try to get kills with a lot of the CC that they have.
I think this is just going to be this turret going down. UNM just kind of caught out in rotations. Now Lou Patrick getting
the Syndra
snared
doesn't
up
have
here.
The stun.
All right, Half Moon able to make it out. Sigar able to pick up the Rel, and that's just going to be support for support going down. That's good for the side of UNM. Medium Willie 69, what are you doing? That was way too far forward, away from his team. TT. Oh no, now Yellow Cactus getting a lot of HP back. Now TT actually on the front line. Didicus trying to get something.
Syndra.
Oh no, KSLG able to pick that one up. That's actually really big shutdown. He's not going to be, no, he is going to be able to get it out. No. And the barrel execute. Rel, the only one left alive here on UNM Esports. They sold the barn to get TT, but it just didn't matter because everyone else is still alive here on the side of SJSU. And that's going to be at least one inhib going down.
Right, and this is basically worst case scenario for UNM. I think what they really need to identify right now is a mental reset and start thinking about the next game. It's really important in these games, especially when it's practically lost. You need to make sure that you're not losing your mental, as it's a 3-game series. You can lose one of the games and still continue to win the entire series as long as you can stay focused. Because they did have a strong early game. They were doing decent. They made a misplay at the Baron call, but that's something that could be rectified in the next game. I don't think the series is over. They just need to make sure that they don't get tilted off the face of the earth, as they are human players. They are not robots playing this game, and they just need to make sure that they're supporting each other mentally and that they're ready going into the next game.
Yeah, pretty much what you do in this situation with 2 inhibs down. You send people to clear out those waves. You give up that top tier 2. And your comms should just be, all right, we give up this Baron. Don't fight it. You identify a condition. Like right now, the comms should be you identify a condition in which you fight. And that condition should probably be the enemy team way overextends and Rel gets a really good combo off. And then you wait for that, you do a little bit of in-game communication, and the rest of your comms should be, all right, so what do you guys want to do for game number 2? Because this game is more or less over, and there's not much that UNM can talk about right now. I mean, they're clearing out waves.
If UNM really does want to try to pull this game into a win, they need to get a Renekton flank, and they need the Rel Trundle to frontline with a strong Rel engage, the Tristana ready to fight, and the Karma supporting the Tristana, and potentially going forward enough to help support the Renekton survive. The game's going to be lost if they're unable to kill this Vayne without losing pretty much their entire team, or if they can kill the front line without the Vayne being able to fight. And here we are,
okay,
the
Luna Ephemera going in
forward, but then just get exploded. That is not what you're looking for. Now a 4 versus 5, the Vayne is just ulting in. Dashing, attack, silver bolts explode, double kill. Is that the triple kill? The Syndra's gonna pick up 1, so there's not gonna be a Quadra or a Penta, but the Baron mains are in the base, and they are gonna be taking game number 1 with an 11,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I think we can pretty much identify the blunders there in game 1. It was pretty much when UNM decided that they wanted to go for that Baron, which was a little too risky, honestly, for them at that point. They didn't have enough damage. They didn't do it quick enough. If they had a less supportive mid, if they had like a Nazir or something, then I like that 3-man Baron call. But a 3-man Baron call at 22 minutes or whatever they did it at, that was just too aggressive too early. For the amount of damage that their comp had.
Right, and I also, even going all the way back to Champion Select, I really think not setting the Trundle top was a mistake. It's not that Yellow Cactus didn't perform on the Renekton. I thought he did decently well, even above decent. I thought he did really well on that Renekton in the top lane. However, he would have done just as well on the Trundle. They could have had a really powerful jungler here, and they could have shoved the lead through the bot lane, which was their strategy all along, and they would have been able to win the game.
It does look like Spartan Esports is going to put Sunleaf back in as their mid laner for this game 2. I have to imagine that Half Moon is going to be their support as well. UNM will be on blue side this game, so it should be they will have first pick with that, and we'll be getting into Champions League for game 2. Another thing that I would really want them to UNM to change up in this game 2 is I didn't like that Karma. I don't know what else they could play there, but the Karma just kind of didn't feel like it had much impact on the game at all, really.
I didn't think the Karma was bad.
I didn't.
Under the assumption that they had an aggressive jungler.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I
the
think
Karma
that was
did go
also
even,
the
so it's like play-wise, the Karma didn't play bad. I'm not saying that, oh, the Karma player is bad. I think the Karma pick into the team comp that they had wasn't as beneficial as they needed it to be.
Yeah, I also do agree. I think that if they wanted to play Trundle jungle, they needed to play a little bit more proactively in the jungle and really try and counter that aggression coming out from Rek'Sai. And I also kind of have to wonder, like, if you look at this team from SJSU, the Spartans, and you look at their OP.GGs, you look at everything they've played over the season so far, and Rek'Sai pops up in like every single game. Sighar's, basically a one trick. And I have to wonder why Trundle Jungle is the counter to Rek'Sai that you theory craft coming into game one, right?
Right. I definitely think there might have been some miscommunication in the drafting phase. Or there was a miscommunication on the win condition of their team comp. Their win condition was to snowball bot lane or snowball the Renekton. Snowballing the Renekton's a bit more difficult because he's into a tank, and snowballing the bot lane has the added benefit of shutting down the enemy's win condition, because that's kind of how you can think of the game of your team has a win condition, their team has a win condition, so you can either win through your win condition or you can shut down the enemy's win condition, or a little bit in between, right? So that's kind of the playing of the odds. And so that's why in that game, when both win conditions are bot lane, you really want to be focusing bot lane. And that's why I really thought the Trundle would have been better top lane, and you have a powerful ganking jungler who can help out that bot lane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there we go. We were crashing a little bit there. I've been trying to use the studio mode here on Streamlabs, and my computer does not like that at all. So I will be going back to whatever the other thing is called. But here into game two, pretty much the same bans as before. The other thing that I would like to note is I don't think that the UNM bans were targeted towards Half Moon being the jungler and having the substitute support in from last game. I don't think that they identified that. I do like this Rek'Sai ban here from UNM. I agree with them. That was almost 100% part of their problem in that early game.
Yeah, I think the Rek'Sai ban is more so of a hat tip. I don't think it was necessary, but I can understand why after playing Versa it might be a little tilting. And sometimes when you're in these 5 versus 5 series, sometimes it's just worth banning the champion that tilts you. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's the most best ban or the most powerful champion. If it gets the tilt off your back and off your team mental reset, it's going to be way more powerful. And we do see the Lilia jungle coming out on the side of UNM.
I do like that. That is Didicus. I want to say that's his most played. If it isn't his most played, it's going to be very close to his most played here in Mountain West. Camille being picked up here. I do like that. It's a very strong top laner. It's not all that much that does counter it, and so it is a decent blind pick here for Spartan.
Right, and the Camille's also his most played. Definitely was not happy with the Renekton into the Gragas. He is now saying to his team, hey, I want to have more pressure, I want to be able to fight, and basically go in a lot more. And we do see the Jarvan jungle coming out from the side of Spartans Esports. And yeah, I really want to see the top laner of UNM be picked here, and then the AD carry or the support.
I want the Rel here, and because I think that will be banned out by Spartan. So I like the Rel pickup here. And then this should probably be the top lane, just because if you go down AD carry bans, you still have, like, even if you push down to like 5th, you still have Sivir, which I think is still a really good pick in this meta. So I'm not super worried about AD carries being picked out and then you're oh no, you have to play Sivir, or you go back to the Tristana, or the Jhin, or, Aphelios is still available.
And we do see the Poppy top coming out, and yes, the Vayne on Spartan's going to come out once again. That is not surprising.
I really like the Poppy here. Into seeing the Jarvan, seeing the Camille, and then they kind of thought that the Vayne would come down as well. Poppy, the tumble doesn't really matter that much into the steadfast presence from Poppy, but Poppy does have a good stun if she's able to get her ultimate and knock the Vayne out. I mean, the Vayne was pretty much all of the damage from the Spartan team last game, so I do really like the Poppy pickup here. In addition, like, it's good into the team comp here that Spartan has already picked, plus it's the lane counter to Camille.
I think UNM needs to pick Kai'Sa or Jhin, or they're trolling here.
Yeah.
There's not many, and I think Kai'Sa is way better than Jhin in this situation, especially with the Camille Jarvan frontline, especially if we see like a Taric once again with these tanky, basically champions on the Spartan side, and they have a tank top and a tank support. You need some real firepower out of your AD carry, and I would even like to see more firepower out of the mid laner. I know Little Willy or Medium Willy is a lot more of a support type player, and it can be very effective, but the issue is when you're versus the Vayne and you don't have the scaling comp, you have to be more proactive on your side of the map.
That Nami pickup, not super surprising. That's Half Moon's most played by like miles. The interesting thing, I don't like that Orianna ban here from UNM. I don't like that if that's going to be the Ezreal pickup. I don't like that. But I think
hope that's Ezreal mid, I'll be honest.
I don't like how they banned out Orianna here, because I know Medium Willy 69 can play it. It's perfectly fine to, like, they could have picked the Orianna right here, and I don't think that this team from Spartan would have not picked, like, they would have picked Nami right there no matter what, because they would have wanted to get the last pick mid here, because Half Moon was going to play Nami no matter what. So you just pick the Orianna, you can ban out the Lissandra. That's the three things really that Sunleaf plays, and then you have the Orianna on your team. That's a lot of damage, it's a lot of utility, and it would have been also really good with the Kai'Sa, but they went with an Ezreal instead. And this is a fairly low damage comp here from UNM, honestly.
Sorry there, I was snacking.
Okay.
No, I agree that it is a low damage comp, but on the bright side, there is a bright side here. Spartan did not pick a tank support, and they picked Ahri mid instead of Lissandra. They picked two squishy champions, and so now you have three squishy champions on the side of Spartan with a Bruiser Camille, and then probably a tank Jarvan, potentially a Bruiser Jarvan as well. And that's going to make this comp a lot squishier.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to make so this
a good Rel
as protected.
A good Rel ult, a good Lilia ult on top, plus just throwing Poppy being able to throw whoever they want, means that Ezreal doesn't do that much damage. In like the early stages of the game, he can pop off way later and do a stupid amount of damage. But this team from UNM is able to take 5v3s. They can take 3v3s and completely lock down one person and delete them. And although, I mean, everyone here on Spartan is kind of a target for being locked down and deleted, you go with the Vayne, and then after the Vayne's gone, it's significantly less just sustained damage from this team. Like, the Jarvan's going to throw his ultimate down, and Aura's going to be on top, and then they have to wait 5 seconds for anything to come up, really, for them.
Right, and if I do remember correctly, Mikhail's does not work against Malzahar. Which means that Vayne has to buy the QSS, because the Mikhail's, how it works is it's the same thing with Cleanse. Malzahar ult and Warwick ult are the weird ultimates in League of Legends that are called suppresses, as opposed to stuns or knockups or other kinds of basically affixes. And it means that the only thing that Vayne can do to get rid of it is a QSS. So the nice thing is that Vayne has to pay the Malzahar tax here, which is good.
Yeah,
Excuse
it's
me.
going to be there. Yeah, that's
Ooh,
13.
She's gonna have to pay the Mal's tax.
That's going to be 1,300 gold that she is behind the Ezreal pretty much the entire game, which really does negate. I mean, although that is the I win against Malzahar now item, that's still a significant amount of just money that you have to spend. And even with that, the Malzahar just says, "Oh, okay, I now ult Nami." And she dies. I now ult Ari. I ult Camille. Who cares? Most likely, this Nami isn't going to get a QSS. Most likely, like Camille Jarvan, they're going to get it quite late. So there will always be targets here for Malzahar to ult. The one thing I am a little worried about for the side of UNM is this is like the team comp here from UNM. The win con is, pick people out. You don't really want the 5-on-5. Like, their 5-on-5 is fine, but it's a lot of kiting back and then re-engage and all of that, which is kind of hard to pull off, especially when you compare it to Spartan's team comp, where it's, all right, we're going to hit our R button and we're going to go in.
Right. I agree completely, and that is something to take in mind is we're not looking at the LCS here, where everyone is basically top 10 challenger or less, depending on who you're talking about. But you're not going to execute the team comps perfectly. And so playing these kite team comps, they can be extremely powerful, or these kite pick team comps, but they can also be very difficult to play. And it's just adding on extra stress into your gameplay that the other team potentially doesn't have.
Mm-hmm. And I think having watched a bunch of these Spartan games over a couple of weeks, it really, I think one of Spartan's, the reason that they are such a good team is they pick pretty much, I think I've seen them pick this exact team comp before. And it's very straightforward. It's, all right, we're going to 5v5. We're going to attempt to stack dragons early, and we're going to fight you at every objective, and we have a team fight comp, and we're going to win because we have a team fight comp. And I think that's just a really, really smart way to play the game if you're in like lower competitive, like in collegiate, in even if you're a lower team in the LCS or anything like that, just play an easier team comp. Like, just if you're good at team fighting, play a team fight team comp. Like, it's not, just play to your strengths. It's a really easy thing to do.
And we are getting into game number 2, and so if everyone in chat, could you please send your support to the UNM? They do need to win the next 2 games to be able to win this best of 3. They cannot lose another game, so this could potentially be the final game of tonight if UNM is unable to find out the secret to beating the Spartans.
Okay, Sigurd actually getting quite a bit of damage here down from Didicus. Didicus will be fine there, taking about 100 HP himself. Sweep coming out from Seal. That's going to be fine. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a pretty standard 5v5. Just everyone guarding their respective entrances. And yeah, as you were saying, this is not only is this an important game in this series for UNM to win. UNM needs to win every single series from here on out in order to make it to playoffs. And that includes this one. So this is doubly important for this series. Really, if they lose this game, they are probably out of playoff contentions. I haven't run the exact numbers. There might be a weird, all right, everyone in the top of the table decides to just start losing routes, but that's most likely not going to happen. So this is a very important game here for UNM.
Right, and you have to take in mind that that's probably giving them a lot of stress as well. So it's really important for them to focus on their mental and just reset and focus on this particular game and not try to think about other games or anything else.
Yeah, they need to just play this game as if Half Moon going very aggressive right there. If it was level 2, that probably would have been at least a jump in on the Nami.
That is not what you want to see.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage there onto KO Xiaowai. It is a little bit surprising there. Normally, I have almost 1 million mastery points on Nami. And it's odd that she went for her E second there to just get more harassed down. Whereas I feel like if you know that you're going to get your level 2 as early as you did, like right there, you go for the Aqua Prison. Okay, Didicus he did get his everything there. Now medium low 6-9 is in. Sighar, he's now in the middle of 3, getting stunned into the wall. That's Sighar going to go down.
Right, first blood going over to UNM's jungler. This is exactly what you want to be seeing out of Didicus, and getting the slow off of onto the Camille, potentially chase her down. No, they opt out. That is really good out of the top side of the map from UNM.
Yeah, that was Seal looked like they knew that blue buff was going down. Seal came in, tried to get that blue buff steal, and then everyone collapsed on him, and in that collapse it looked like just UNM, the 3 members were there faster. They were just able to win that 3v3, which is a little bit surprising, just given the champions, I think. Like, I would normally take an Ari, a J4, and a Camille all level 3 versus a Lily, a Malzahar, and Poppy. But I think just being in the jungle, that Poppy got the knockback against the wall, and after that, it was just really easy to win.
Yeah, I would never put Malzahar out. Keep in mind that Malzahar is, and we do see a fight in the bot lane, the Rel and the Ezreal going down, Flash Ignite heal from Spartan.
Luna Ephemera going to go down. Chaos Lauji flashing forward. That's going to be, no, that's not a dead Nami. Now Yellow Cactus in the top side. He's going to get a kill of himself. Now Chaos Lauji getting knocked back by TT. Ezreal's very low. He does not have any summoners. Sighar should be able to pick this one up. No.
Just trying to dodge the jar.
And that's
not enough to get the kill.
Okay, Yellow Cactus is here. TT's going to go down, but Seal was able to get the back off. Now Yellow Cactus using the Steadfast Thrusters for a little bit more move speed, and he's going to be able to back. Unfortunate there, for UNM, the Half Moon was able to survive, and also that was a little bit better back timing. For Seal, he was able to get the back off and then teleported, where Yellow Cactus just teleported from the top.
Seal was dead.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just killed Seal, and then when he spawned, he teleported down. And Seal actually lost a lot of XP and minions in that top side. The wave's going to be pushing back towards Yellow Cactus, showing what a monster he is on this Poppy. Definitely what you're going to want to see out of your top side of the map, especially with this Vayne getting an early lead.
Oh yeah, 2-0-1, already having that Bomby Cinders. Yes, I did forget that we did see Seal going down in that top side. I suppose that's still a little unfortunate for UNM that he died exactly right then, just because he was able to get, I guess, a back timer. Dying is still going back.
Enhanced recall.
Yeah, enhanced recall. It's just unfortunate that he was able to get that. I mean, he was in base at that time and was able to TP down to the bot lane on full HP, full mana, while Yellow Cactus was half HP, half mana. Still able to pick up the kill on the Vayne, and that's huge in this context. But yeah, we're seeing this Ezreal pickup, and he's just not doing exactly what we would want to see from an AD carry here on UNM.
Right. And just to finish my point on the Malzahar earlier, is that Malzahar is the Faker Slayer champion. I never put that champion out, no matter how good anyone else is on the enemy team. Malzahar will shut them down with his Suppress ultimate. He is a very strong champion, provides lots of damage, lots of wave clear, and also pick potential. Pretty much does it all that you want out of a control mage, but bot lane out of Spartan just abusing UNM. And it is just not able to do anything as Ezreal Rail. There's no synergy really between those two champions. Ezreal just wants this DS, and the Rel is just kind of there to help protect, but not really going to be able to make use of the engage.
It's both bot lane team comps, and it's also the strength of Nami, really. Nami is very good at just all of this harass, really having a lot of damage in her kit. Later in the game, this is by far Rel favored. Just okay, Luna Ephemera going in now. Didicus is here as well. That's a flash forward. TT going drowsy against Lao G, having to flash out. Didicus picking up the kill on the Vayne. And I really like what UNM is doing in this game. They know that Vayne popped off last game. If you looked at the damage charts, she did by far the most. So just, all right, what are we going to do next game? Easy. Camp Vayne.
Yes, and that's exactly what I said in game 1 for their draft. Pick a jungler who can win bot lane, and this Lilia is doing it. I want to see her to continue to do it as well. The Poppy is already self-sufficient, winning top lane. Malzahar's going to go even against this Ahri, just has to wave clear. Lilia needs to be clearing her camps.
Oh no, this is TT's back.
Not what you want.
Yeah, Sighart is here. Okay, that was actually a really good E. And Sighart is going to get the flag and drag into the Cataclysm. Luna Ephemera does get out. But from everything that could have gone poorly in that 3v2, just giving up that Ezreal death, I'm going to say, is pretty much best case scenario.
Right, and we do see Spartan going for this early dragon once again. Last game, they got all 4 dragons right away, getting that dragon soul. Definitely not what you want. This time it's the ocean, which means the dragon soul can either be the mountain, the infernal, or the wind dragon. All 3 of those are pretty powerful. I'd say the wind dragon's definitely the worst. No, it's not going to be the wind dragon as the soul point, because the wind dragon's the next dragon, which means...
Oh no, TT condemning into the wall. KSLG managing to get out of that, and now Luna Ephemera getting dove here, ignite it up, and they're going to give that one over. No, actually Half Moon stealing that with his ignite. A little bit of a miscommunication there. I'm not even sure if that ignite was particularly necessary in that little scuffle, but that, I mean, UNM should have known. I don't know if they knew that the J4 was there, but they knew that Didicus was on the top side of the map, and they need to play weak side bot lane.
Right, and this just is not what you want to be seeing out of the bot lane from UNM. 0-3, 0-2.
No, are they just going to do it again?
No, over and over. They need to drop some good wards. They did bring the pink to spot out the Jarvan, but where is the Lilia? She's counter jungling, but Lilia, that extra 300 gold is not going to win you this game when Vayne is 3-2. You're going to have a repeat of the previous game.
I do like this going top. That was a really good steadfast presence. Drowsy coming down, and CeeLo's going to go down here, flashing out. Didicus the speed of sound flashing forward by Yellow Cactus. I don't really know if that was necessary, and Didicus picking that one up. I do like this counter attack here on the top side. Drop that Rift Herald, get Yellow Cactus even farther ahead. If they want to dive bot lane, just go into the top side. Medium Willie 69, that was such a good flash there. Now Suppress under the turret. He's going to go down, but it's going to be a trade of 1, and that's huge here in the mid lane.
And the most important part of that is not only does UNM get the top turret with that Rift Herald, the jungler on Spartan is dead, which means that our bot lane cannot die right now. And that is what they need. They can get some farm and just play a bit with less pressure on top of them. This Vayne
CeeLo, half HP, going into everything to try and kill that... Kill Herald.
Solo kill from the Poppy onto Camille.
KSLG does flash out. This is going to be no Luna Ephemera over the wall. Now Poppy teleporting in, going to get Aqua Prisoned up. A little bit waste of a teleport, but frankly, she should just stay down here, have the bot lane rotate up top. Poppy is going to be fine in this 2v1. Didicus, looking for something
I really
cheeky.
like that they're for something here. Yes, we have the Poppy and the Rel, the flash. Both flashes come out from the Spartans, but they're just going to be walking away. Malzahar rotating down. You're going to have 5 UNM players into the bot lane. No, they're deciding to opt out. I think they should have done it. Gone for the 5 versus 3 and force a play there.
I think once they got the flashes, they decided that was enough. They'll just come back in 5 minutes, try and do it again. With the Poppy there, I don't know, but they're sending Poppy back top. But yeah, we saw the Poppy get that solo kill because CeeLo was so transfixed on stopping that Rift Herald from charging that, you know, he went into the huge minion wave. He tried getting the 1v1, and Poppy was like, all right, I mean, I'll try and stop you, but I don't really care if it charges, like, if it charges a second time or not. I got all 5 plates before 14 minutes. And, all right, you want to get down to half HP killing this Rift Herald, I'll kill you. Who cares?
Right, and we do see the Malzahar ult just about to come up. They are looking to get it onto this Ahri. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does decide to cast it. The Lilia's going to be flashing in, but so does the Ahri, picking up the kill onto Medium Willie 69, but Didicus there to kill the Ahri. The Camille and the Jarvan now walking over with the Poppy, turning into a 2v2. Skirmish
going golden.
For this Poppy. Poppy misses the ultimate, but still dealing the damage and walking away.
I think they actually want this. Yellow Cactus is so strong here. Sighar very low. He does get the flag and drag hookshot over the wall. That's a shutdown. But oh no, the Cataclysm actually got the kill onto Sighar. He's just barely going to walk out, and that tactical sweep is probably going to dissuade Yellow Cactus. That was so close to being a 1-for-1. And unfortunate for UNM that it was not.
Yeah, and I would really like to say that this Poppy performance has been exceptionally well. She's doing so much for the side of UNM. The Lilia has been getting good ganks off and supporting the team where it's needed in the mid lane, the top lane, and even the bot lane as well. We really just need to see the Ezreal and the Rel step up just a little bit. They need to find some way to deal something with this Vayne, and once they do, I can see UNM completely dominating the rest of this game.
Oh yeah, there is not much. If this Spartan Esports team falls behind to any significant degree, it's going to be really difficult for them to do anything on the map. I mean, Ahri, who's behind, doesn't do anything. Camille, who's behind, can maybe assassinate the Ezreal, but at this point, the Ezreal's 0-3-2. Who cares? Let him die. Just kite back. Like, this Camille is never going to be able to stop this Poppy at pretty much any point into the game at this point.
Right, but the scary thing is that Poppy will be shredded by the Vayne.
Oh, no. Chaos Laoji is going to die here to the tidal wave from Nami. Now TT is diving the turret. He might go down, and Luna Ephemera getting really good ult. He's going to trade here to the Nami. Double kill for the Nami, but getting the kill there onto the Vayne is huge.
And in the top side of the map, UNM getting another kill onto the jungler Jarvan, trading 2 for 2 across the map, even though they lost 2 on the bot side of the map. This top side of the map is really trying to say, we're going to win this game, and they're just picking up kills. And the Jarvan opting out for the Bruiser version of his build. This is looking very good for UNM. There's no real tank on the side of Spartan. They have a chance and an opportunity to get to this Vayne and shut her down. They have the Malzahar to shut her down until she buys that QSS. And I think that there's definitely a very strong chance that UNM can win this game, as long as they can play around the Vayne.
I mean, there's also the Poppy. Yes, he does get shredded, but that shredding will take a couple of seconds, and those couple of seconds are all that Poppy needs to barrel down the Vayne, honestly. Plus, he's going to be dive buddies with the Lilia. He's going to be dive buddies probably with this Malzahar, with the Rel, and as much as I don't particularly like the Ezreal pick, and he's been falling behind out of everything. Oh no, Medium Willie 69 flashing out. He's going to go down here.
That's gonna be him going down without the vision.
Yeah. But back to my last point, out of all of the 80 carries in the game to fall behind and for me to not really care about, Ezreal is top of that list. He, if they try and dive him, he is the most... He is the slipperiest AD carry. He's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage, just throwing his E's, or throwing his Q's, throwing his W's out. Didicus is on a ward here. Yellow Cactus is here. Oh, that was a really good pick there. Now Drowsy and asleep. Sighar is going to go down here, being kept alive quite a long time by Half Moon. And I actually really want Half Moon to go down here.
From the dash on the Poppy, this is just so good. Poppy, keep on carrying. Yes, this is exactly what we want to see out of you, forcing these fights while they are strong and have the advantage.
And that's also really good that shutdown went on to KS Laoway. And I mean, the Nami 3-1-4, he's been taking a lot of kills from his team, and that's, I mean, somewhat good for UNM because he had the shutdown. Nami's very easy, like we just saw there. He was a little overextended, and he went down with pretty much no ultimates expended exactly for him. Medium Willie 6'9" does not have flash. CeeLo probably gets out of here.
W, if he can stop time it so that the Poppy can't get away, he is going to either... Camille's going to have to flash. I think the Malzahar does have the ultimate. We might need that ultimate to save this Poppy here. Come on, yes, there goes down the Camille. But, oh no, it's now 4 versus 2. It looks like they extended themselves a little too far.
Luna Ephemera? Okay, TT ults, and he gets out of there. He probably could have won that 2v1, but yeah, ulting and getting out of there is the correct thing to do there from TT. His entire rest of his team is either back in the base dead or on the top side of the map. It's not worth the risk of trying to win that 2v1.
And to be honest, UNM's team is in a way better position going into this mid to late game, as long as they can take out the Vayne. I keep bringing it up, but that's really what it comes down to. Once the Vayne's dead, the Camille and the Jarvan's a little bit more into the game, but they're behind. The Ahri doesn't have enough damage to really take out the Poppy, the Lilia, the Malzahar, the Rel, these frontline champions. The Lilia is able to kite around, not get hit by everything, and as long as UNM can play this properly and just shut down the Vayne, and they just turn the game even into a 4v4 or anything, it's going to be easy for them to take this win.
It looks like we're going to see a 4v5 here. CeeLo does have DP. I'm expecting that to come out soon. On this third dragon of the game, little game recap, 19.5 minutes into the game, 12 kills to 13, 1/3.
Here comes the ult from Malzahar, and the Rel gets knocked up by the Nami ult, and the 2-man knock up from the Flag and Drag into the 3-man Cataclysm, but Poppy's there to knock him straight into that wall, picking up the free kill onto that jungler. Yes, please. Here comes the Ahri, the Dragon's about to go down. The enemy Spartans don't have the smite. The Poppy gets the stun onto the Nami. Vayne is 1 versus 2, but the Ezreal takes out the Vayne! That's exactly what we want to see out of you! After not performing at the beginning, you're finally stepping up for your team exactly when they needed you to, and they're going to be starting to take over UNM. I see the light. They can win this game as long as they continue to play like this.
Yeah, that was so good. I mean, Luna Ephemera eventually died there, but he lasted so long. He baited TT to come into his team. He went down, and you know, TT was like, all right, this Rel has like 150 HP, and then he did get that kill, but it made it so that he overextended. The Ezreal, everyone now turned onto the Vayne, blew up the Vayne, and from there it was a really easy fight to win from UNM Esports. And after that fight, they're now only about 1,500 gold behind. They did pick up that second dragon of the game, and from here on out, just stacking those dragons is going to make it a lot easier. Poppy loves that this is a Mountain Soul map, one, for all the extra walls to knock people into, but also she's gonna like having just all those extra resistances.
Right, and even the Mountain Soul on all of the side of UNM just makes it even further that Vayne is the only one who's going to be able to carry, which means that Spartan only has one win condition. If the Vayne goes down, the rest of the team is not going to be able to take out the UNM team.
All right, Spartan is starting up the Baron. They don't know about this on the side of UNM. Luna Ephemera will be able to spot it out in a second. Poppy is able to make it here. This Baron's actually shredding down really low. No, UNM does not know about it. Oh no, this is a disaster here for UNM. That's going to be Baron going down to Spartan at 2 minutes. And Poppy
right,
now...
and now even the Poppy might be caught out by herself, but no, she actually hits the Vayne, the only target that could kill her. Wow, that was out of vision, too.
CeeLo, you don't want to be here. He's going to go down, actually. Yellow Cactus getting snared up there. Sunleaf going in, immediately going out. And
now 5 versus 4. They actually want to look for this fight if possible. They are looking. The Vayne's about to recall. Will the Rel see it? No, she will not. That is a little unfortunate, but that was definitely well played once again by this Poppy.
Yeah, UNM right here, I want them to push down that mid tower. Everyone's caught out on either in the Death Realm with Seal or in rotations or just getting back. And this should be a free tier 1 tower here for UNM, and it looks like they're going to be able to get it. Sunleaf is here, but he shouldn't be able to defend. Oh, that's aggressive.
And we do see the ultimate from that Malzahar once again, the Faker Slayer champion himself, coming out on the side of UNM, but here comes the Vayne. They do have their cooldowns. They need to find a way to get this Vayne. The Vayne gets stunned by the Poppy, the QSS. She goes down to the Lilia. I don't think the Spartan has the damage to finish the fight. Yes, this is exactly what they need again. 2 fights in a row. They start to push in.
Yeah,
Theater, I see UNM winning this game.
That was huge. Yes, they gave up the Poppy, but it's a Poppy. Who cares? His one role in this team is to do exactly what he just did, and that is stun that Vayne into a wall. The Vayne tried to hit that QSS, and I don't know if it was mistimed or if just everyone else just threw their CC onto the Vayne as soon as that Poppy hit the Vayne into the wall. And that is absolutely massive here for UNM. They're actually up in gold here, 400 gold, basically even. But that's going to be really big for the next fight here. Mountain Dragon spawning in a minute.
Right, and we do see that Vayne did have to pay that Malzahar tax, 1,300 gold that she then got dropped behind. If we look at the gold difference, she's only 1,000 gold up on this Ezreal, so that Malzahar tax actually puts Ezreal and Vayne basically at
pretty
the same
much
amount of
even.
gold.
That Sighar being knocked up, I don't think he wants to be here. That's a big ultimate tidal wave down from Nami. And Yellow Cactus picks up his buckler and is basically full HP.
And they are looking for... sorry, I'm looking at the timers. Yes, the Mountain Dragon is coming up in 15 seconds. The Camille is top lane. The Vayne is in the middle lane. They might just handshake this dragon off to UNM, which is exactly what they want. If you get 3 Mountain Dragons,
yeah,
this game's going to become a lot easier.
Honestly, if they want to handshake this and... Okay, sure, they got the mid-tier 1. That was going down. We see on their way pings. I give up... honestly, even a couple of tier 2s for being soul point. Medium Willie is there clearing out waves, and this is going to be 3rd dragon going over. Okay, Spartan picks up a turret, evening up those turret trades. Okay, cool. You now need to fight in 5 minutes. 100%.
Right.
Like,
UNM's win condition is still the same, and they've been playing it so well this game. I'm extremely impressed with the way that they've been playing these fights, and I'm extremely impressed. The one kind of mistake that they made was they didn't have the vision on the Baron when it came up, and they got the Baron steal, but they didn't even lose much off of that Baron. So even though they lost the Baron, it wasn't catastrophic to the rest of the game. And so now we're in a position where gold is almost even. If you actually take in the Malzahar tax, the gold is even, actually. The Malzahar tax evens out the gold.
Well, no, actually, UNM's up. Oh, wait, no, sorry, I can't count. Yes,
yeah,
UNM's
down. They'd be down like a few hundred gold, but for the most part, they're evened out. The Vayne's picking up the red buff on their side, and the red buff on UNM's side is not going to be coming up unless the Ezreal already has it, but it's about to run out of time. So they definitely don't want to fight right now. They have a Baron coming up in 1 minute and 30 seconds. The Mountain Soul Point is coming up in 3 minutes 40 seconds. They really need to get aggressive wards into the bottom side of the enemy jungle's map, because that is their best win condition. No, this is not what you've been seeing.
Sighar, why are you here? Half Moon now. Okay, Luna Ephemera in the middle. Half Moon's probably going to burn down here. Luna Ephemera left to die here. Sighar going in. Oh no, KS Lauji going to die here as well. Shutdown going over. Medium Willie 69 next on the chopping block. That's a double kill here for Vayne. Didicus here. TT just going to dodge out. And that was a really bad fight for UNM, but nothing's on the map for Spartan to take.
Right, this was just a position misplay. There was no reason to be in the top side of the map there. and they weren't even together. I believe, I forget who it was that was on the bottom side of the map. I think it was Lilia on UNM. Was Lilia and Poppy were on the bot side, and Poppy ended up teleporting in, but still the fight was already over. They got caught. They just lost summoner spells. It's everything you don't want, because you want to be as powerful as you can going into this next fight. Now Poppy's looking a little aggressive.
I think
like the posturing.
he's just looking for posturing. I don't think he actually wants to go in there. Actually, they want this. There are 3 members of Spartan kind of caught out here on the top side of the map. Now Nami, the only one who isn't going to back. He does not have Flash. Right when Baron's starting, UNM should just start this up.
I do not think UNM has the damage to burst this before Spartan gets here, but maybe I'm wrong. They're actually
doing
more
quite
than I thought.
Yeah.
Rel's walking over
Sighar is not here.
This is blast cone.
This is just going to be Baron going down.
50-50. No, we get the Baron. Yes, back off. That is an excellently well timed by UNM.
Yeah, that was just a hard misplay there from Spartan. They all reset exactly when Baron was spawning. Exactly. They knew UNM was on the top side of the map, I think. There was, wards everywhere. And Spartan, why did you reset there? Just why? Like, there was literally no reason for you to do it. Yellow Cactus, yeah, he's going to face...
Don't get caught, UNM. Don't get caught here.
Yellow Cactus face checking into 2. Who cares? Yellow Cactus,
There's
okay.
a on the left side. Oh no, Yellow Cactus is going to be going down, and so is the Malzahar. 1 HP. No, this is not what you want to do when you have the Baron. You need to get control of the waves in the middle and the bot wave, and just prepare for the Mountain Soul Point. There's nothing else that matters right now. That is your win condition. You get the Soul Point, and then you force your way down. Spartans basically team comp, and you're going to be able to win.
Yeah, that was a little I thought Yellow Cactus wouldn't burn down as quickly as he did, but that was a little that classic bronze moment when you get the Baron and then just kind of walk into a jungle. Like, UNM didn't need to be there. The dragon isn't spawning for another 40 seconds, and they had Baron. Baron is useful in waves. Like, who cares if the enemy team is in a death bush in your jungle? Just push waves out.
Exactly.
They'll come to you.
And that's exactly what happened these last 2 fights for UNM. They made the exact same mistake. They were just in the top side map for no reason.
Yeah, they
were in the bot side.
It ended up working out well the first time because everyone on Spartan decided we're just gonna recall when Baron's spawning. But I have a feeling that we're not going to see recalls in the next 6 seconds. Ari teleporting in.
From the Ari, 5 versus 5 for this Mountain Soul Dragon. UNM wants this really bad to be able to win this game. If they can get it, it'll be huge. Jarvan's just taking some free damage, but no, it might turn into a 50-50. Lilia, can you smite? I believe in you. You even have the level advantage here. Nami ult coming out, but it doesn't hit anyone with the bubble. And now Poppy knocks him.
That's huge.
Yes, this is exactly what you need. Get her out of the fight. They get the Mountain Soul point. Yes, UNM, they have the Mountain Soul. They are now so powerful. They can start forcing their way into the bottom wave with the Baron buff.
Everyone here is split.
Go to the minions.
I don't know why they're chasing that, but yeah, they could have just gotten this tier 2. Everyone there from Spartan was split. I think this is going to be at least the inhib turret here. This is a 5-man stack. They have Soul.
15 seconds on the Jarvan. If they can force the fight and get the Vayne here, they win the game. They have the Baron buff. Rel needs to look for it, but no, Spartans start to back up quite a bit. They need to get the inhibitor and leave. They already handshaked. Do not overstay here.
Yep, the Baron did wear out CeeLo. I don't think you want that. Sighar's going to be looking for everything. Ari's kind of on the flank, but I don't think that you want to overcommit for this if you are
and they
Spartan.
are. The Nami ult comes out. It doesn't hit anyone. They're actually down a Nami ult, and on the side of UNM, we're down the Poppy ult, but they definitely want to reset. I believe they have... Yes, there's 1,000 gold on Malzahar, 1,400 gold on Ezreal, 1,000 gold on Rel. You want to spend your gold that you just got. That evens up this game completely, especially with the Mountain Soul. Your team is so much more powerful than the Spartans right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Nami ult is halfway up already. so it's not that big of a deal for that to be down. But I really don't think that they wanted to try and overcommit that hard. It's probably a good thing for UNM. They were about 5,000 gold, probably more in their pockets, but they were trying to hard force into a 5-stack team with all of their ultimates. I don't know how well that would work.
I like the initiative from UNM. They're already pushing mid. They're feeling confident. They need to keep this tempo
They're going
going.
to catch everyone out in rotations.
Yes, exactly. They're the ones, but the Jarvan is walking around with this flank, but they are about to get the turret. So is the Camille coming down. They see the Jarvan. I don't know if this is the right play. You needed to get this inhibitor here.
No, I like that play, backing off, making sure that they don't get flanked there, and because they can now just freely walk. They can freely walk up to that inhib now without a turret being in the way. They can easily come back to that. Where if they get flanked, you know, that Jarvan's going to be really hard to try and win that team fight with that flank position. So I actually really like this. What is Camille doing? Bro, you're
split push on the top lane. She does have the teleport.
But
UNM's starting to push in. Yes, they have the super minions coming in from the bot lane as well. They're now just decide to opt out, throw the Ezreal ult to clear this wave. Is it going to hit in time? Actually, it might.
I don't think so, but they. I mean, here Spartan is going to have to throw all of their bodies at the team to try and, you know, stop the recalls, and everyone's just walking their way over. That was. I mean, I guess they decided that the inhib was going to go down no matter what, so they try and get the split push Camille to get that tower, but I don't know. That's
We do see the Baron starting to come up now. I definitely think it was a misplay from the Camille. It seems like the Spartans are finally getting a little heated. The tilt might be getting to them. They might not be able to handle the pressure that this Poppy, Lilia, and Mountain Soul have been able to apply. The Vayne even playing extremely aggressive. The Nami ulting while Baron is up. Not going to have that Nami ult. That is huge. And so Malzahar is starting to deal a little bit of damage onto this Baron. They're going to rotate over to the Baron. It's now going to turn into a 5 versus 4. The Camille has the teleport. Camille, you need to teleport. There's actually nowhere for her to teleport that's anywhere close unless someone drops a ward.
You can teleport to the Jarvan standard. Medium Willie 69 getting run down. TT doing so much damage, so much so is KS Laoji. Oh, stolen!
Martin!
All right, UNM looking for a re-engage here, but it looks like everyone is going to be out.
That is definitely not what you needed to have as UNM, because now they're going to be able to stall for a few more minutes, if possible. This Vayne dealing quite a bit of damage to this Rel. They're looking for the engage if possible, and it looks like UNM might back up, which is not good, because that just means that the Vayne's going to be able to get more items and negate more of this Mountain Soul.
Yeah, but the good news here for UNM, although the Ezreal had a very rough early game, he's on 3 items. The Vayne is basically also on 3 items despite being 50 CS up, despite being 3 kills up. That looks like she just popped over to 4.5 items. But she's not really going to be able to be full build because that last item will have to be whatever the thing that now builds into builds from QSS is called. I don't know if they change it over the preseason. Do you?
I don't know.
It used to be Mercurial Scimitar.
Mercurial Scimitar. Yep.
I don't know if they changed that.
I always just called it QSS, but upgraded QSS, to be honest. We do see the posturing come out for this Mountain Soul.
Oh,
fighting.
Oh,
no,
that's actually big.
Caught. No, the Vayne's half HP. Can they take out the Vayne? She's really low.
She's burning down. She burns down.
Gets him taken down. Yes. No, Poppy teleported in. They're going to lose their top tier turret, and the Camille has Baron. That's a mistake because they can stop them from doing the Elder Dragon.
Okay, Slouchy. Okay. This is going to be. This might be bad.
Game to this Camille. They just need to stop the recalls.
Okay, Didicus is a little bit behind. Oh, no, Sigar was able to stop that. Didicus, watch out, keep coming down. Medium low 69. Luna Ephemera up in 10 seconds. Picture in picture.
Oh,
no. CeeLo, half HP on this Nexus. Luna Ephemera is up, but that's going to be the game.
And that has to be one of the most tilting losses for UNM
Oh, no.
out of this season, to lose from the back door from a Camille off the teleport. That is not what you needed at the end. You guys had it. But UNM still showing up huge in this game number 2. I really liked the way they played with confidence, the way they were playing with their composition, the top side of the map, making these major plays. This is exactly what they needed, and if they brought this kind of UNM into game 1, I think they could have taken the entire series.
Yeah, I mean, in game 2, they lost off of split-second decision-making, going for the Elder Dragon. They missed that smite there, which really gave the Camille extra time, or just that extra power to split push down that Nexus. And they did get the Vayne, but they traded 2 people for it. And maybe if Luna Ephemera was still alive at the end, he would have been able to stop everyone stopping the backs, suicide into the Spartan Esports to hey, everyone look at me, and get someone out. And absolutely tragic, honestly, there in those last minutes of the game, because that was looking so good for UNM Esports, and they were so close to bringing this to a Game 3 series.
Right. It's definitely probably the most tilted game that UNM could have, but I would like to say that that was probably one of the best games I have seen them play personally. They were executing very well. They were playing to their win conditions. They were making plays happen. They were playing with confidence. It's everything you need out of a team. And if you continue to play like that and practice like that as a team, that's how you become those Boise State teams that basically go 8-0. You have the confidence, you have the win condition, you have the team comps. You start to play to your style of play as opposed to getting wrapped up in the enemy's style, and that's exactly what they did.
Oh yeah, this was so very close to being a Game 3. If we saw the Game 2 UNM Esports in Game 1, we would have seen it. I think we would have seen a Game 3 as well. I'm going to say this was the best showing that I've seen from UNM so far this season. And it's just really, it is tilting to watch and to not see that win, especially now. I think UNM Esports is completely locked out of playoffs. There is still the Timo Cup to play in, so there will still be games after the next 3. And we, of course, always want to see UNM Esports show up against Boise. And I think if this team played as well as they did for, I'm going to say, right up until those last minute of this last game, if they show up like that playing against Boise, we're going to see a banger of a series.
Right, and I think the really important thing that UNM needs to take out of this game, in this series, is that as a team, you're always looking to improve.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the light of UNM in this game. This was a remarkable, spectacular game by UNM, and I really think they should give themselves credit. I don't think they should beat themselves up over this too much. They played extremely well, and it's true that they lost to a teleport split push, but this is exactly what you want out of your team, and this is what you want and what you want to be simulating when you're practicing, when you're looking for team comps.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the initiative, because that's really big. Sometimes you get team comps, you don't really know how to win, right? You're just like, well, I mean, we're strong, but how do we win? They had the way they could win. They had basically initiative, the confidence. They had everything going their way. They just needed a few little mistakes to be not happened, and they would have won easily.
Oh yeah, that was it really a heartbreaker of a series. But GG to Spartan Esports. That does bring them one game closer to them being in the playoffs. And honestly, from what we saw, they definitely deserve it.
Right.
So I think that will just about do it here for us here on the day. GG to Spartan Esports. That was a surprisingly close 2-0 series But I have been Elegant Cabbage, joined with me over there with...
Yep, Fallen Lotus, and go UNM.
Yep, go
Keep
UNM.
it up, guys.
Join us all on, I believe it'll be Wednesday when we fight, I believe it is Boise State. That will be a banger of a game. Hopefully UNM will take the first win of the season off of Boise State. So tune in here, twitch.tv/UNM Esports, Wednesday night at, I believe, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And thank you, everybody, for watching.